بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعزائي طلبة وطالبات شهادة الثانوية العامة قسم رياضة لغات، أهلا بكم. اليوم سنتناول درس جديد في مادة الجبر، وهو بعنوان دالة العدد اللوغاريتم أو العدد إي. طبعا احنا عارفين ان العدد إي هو عدد يتراوح أو هو منحصر بين قيمتين، اللي هو العدد 2 والعدد 3، بمعنى ان العدد إي هو أكبر من 2 وأصغر من 3. equals approximately 2.7. فهنا العدد E موجود في الالجبرا وموجود في الكالكولس ديفرنشيشن. فائدة العدد E مهم جدا، وفائدة اللوغاريتم أو اللوغاريتم دالة مهمة جدا جدا، وهي دالة هي عكس الدالة الأسية. وطبعا احنا عارفين الدالة مهمة جدا في حياتنا اليومية، فكل شيء ممكن نحوله إلى دوال. وعرفنا من قبل ان الدالة هي علاقة بين متغيرين، احدهما متغير والاخر ثابت. فالدالة دي بتناقش مشاكل كتير جدا جدا في قطاع الاعمال او قطاع الصناعات. فعشان كده مادة الجبر مهمة جدا في دراسة علم الدالة. Welcome my dear student in our math program for secondary 3. Today we are taking new lesson in algebra. It's titled logarithm function. My dear student, look at introduction about logarithm or natural logarithm function. Natural logarithmic function. Look at, my dear student, it is a logarithm function whose base is e. F of x equal ln x. Remember, ln 10 equals what? Equals 1. My dear student, log 10 equals, from calculator, log 10 equals 1, but ln 10 equals 2.23 approximation. Some properties of natural logarithm. My dear student, fx belongs to r positive, y belongs to r real numbers, and a belongs to r positive except 1. What do you mean, my dear student, r positive? R positive means open interval 0 infinity. By the same method, r positive non-negative. Non-negative means r positive. But r or real numbers equal r positive union r negative union set of 0. Remember, my dear student, a belongs to r positive except 1. Then we reduce that. Ln x equal y equivalent e power y equal x. My dear student, if ln x equals y, then e power y equals x. Why? Because base ln is e. Base of ln is e. Then we deduce that e power y equals x. Number 2, ln e for all ln x equals x. Then ln e equals 1. Ln e in this case equals 1. My dear student, log, what is the relation between log and ln? My dear student, log x to base a equal log x over log a. As the same method, equal ln x over ln a. Ln xy, ln x over y by using ln x minus ln y as properties of logarithm. Ln x to base a equals ln x over ln a. Ln x over y equal ln x minus ln y. Ln xy equals what? Ln x plus ln y. What you mean, my dear student? Ln product equal ln summation. ln xy equal ln x plus ln y. Ln division equal ln subtract ln x over y equals ln x minus ln y. Ln x power n equals n ln x. What you deduce, my dear student? Properties of ln are same properties of log. My dear student, log x plus log x e equals 1. Limit a power x minus 1 over x when x tends to 0 equals ln a. This rule, limit when x tends to 0, a power x minus 1 over x equals ln a. When x tends to 0, limit x tends to 0, a power log 1 plus x over x equals a power log e. Also, limit ln 1 plus x over x when x tends to 0 equals 1. Limit n multiply ln multiply bracket n plus 1 minus ln n when n tends to 0 equals 1. My dear student, when find limit 2 power x minus 1 over 3x when x tends to 0. Another one, limit ln x over x minus 1 when x tends to 1. Another one, limit x tends to 0, ln 1 plus 2x over x. And limit when x tends to 0, a power 5x minus 1 over x. We have, my dear student, 4 examples. My dear student, also limit when x tends to 0, 1 plus 3x squared x for all power second power 2x. Limit ln 1 plus 5x squared over 3x squared when x tends to 0. My dear student, look at the first. When limit 2x, 2 power x minus 1 over 3x when x tends to 0 equals, look at, my dear student, we can separate 1/3 multiply limit 2 power x minus 1 over x. Answer is ln 2 times third. The second, ln x over x minus 1 when x tends to 1, my dear student, equals, my dear student, when x tends to 1, what you mean x minus 1 tends to 0? Ln x over x minus 1, answer is 1. My dear student, when x tends to 1, then x minus 1 tends to 0. Ln x over x minus 1, this rule equals 1. Limit when x tends to 0, ln 1 plus 2x inside bracket over x. My dear student, we multiply and divide it by 2. Then, my dear student, ln 1 plus 2x over x, we convert 1 over 2 when limit x tends to 0, ln 1 plus 2x over 2x equals, my dear student, half multiply 1 equals what? 1 over 2. Limit when x tends to 0, 1 plus 3x power 2x for all 6 squared x. My dear student, in this case, we replace 6 squared x equals 1 over cosine squared x. Why? Because 6 squared x multiply cosine power 2x equals 1, or cosec squared x multiplicative inverse of cosine power 2x. We replace sec squared x by 1 over cosine power 2x. Remember, my dear student, limit when x tends to 0, 1 plus 3x squared x for all 1 over cosine power 2x equals e. Limit when x into 0, 1 plus 5x squared over 3x squared. Remember, my dear student, denominator 3x squared and numerator 1 plus 5x squared. Therefore, my dear student, 5 over 5, we multiply 5 and divide it by 5. Limit when x into 0, 1 plus 5x squared over 3x squared. And replace, look at my dear student, we make replace 3 and 5 to deduce that answer is 5 over 3. Limit when x into 0, 1 plus 5x squared over 5x power 2. Then equal 5 over 3 times 1. Why? Because this rule, when limit x into 0, 1 plus 5x squared over 5x squared equals 1. Therefore, answer is 5 over 3. Another example. Now, my dear student, we are translate to solve many problems about solid geometry in algebra. My dear student, look at the first example. The direction cosine of the vector 2, negative 2, 2 r, choose the correct answer, is number 1, 2, negative 4, 4, number 2, 1, negative 2, 2, number 3, third, negative 2 third, 2 third, number 4, third, 2 third, 2 third. My dear student, this example, what is the required? My dear student, direction cosine. At the first, before we choose the correct answer, you think before to choose. Why? What is the rule of direction cosine? Excellent student. Direction cosine, u vector over norm vector. Its vector is A. What is the direction cosine? A vector over norm A. What is the norm? The norm A, square root x squared plus y squared plus z squared. After that, divided each component about norm to find direction cosine. My dear student, look at the solution. My dear student, u vector, unit vector 2, negative 4, 4 over norm A vector square root 2 square plus negative 4 square plus 4 square. Answer is 2 negative 4, 2 over 6. Why? Because, my dear student, when 2 power 2, 4, negative 4 power 2, 16, plus 16 equals 36, square root 36 equals 6. Then, answer is 1/3, negative 2/3, 2/3. We return to multi-choice, choose the correct answer, number 3. Another one. Length of perpendicular drawn from point negative 2, negative 3, 1 to x-axis equals, choose the correct answer, number 1, 10, number 2, 2, number 3, 100, number 4, square root 10. My dear student, when find the length of perpendicular drawn from point to x-axis, we make x, student, length equals square root negative 3 power 2 plus 1 power 2 equals what? Equals root 10. Then the correct answer, my dear student, number 4, square root 10. Remember, my dear student, the length of perpendicular drawn from point to x-axis equals square root component of y-axis square plus component of z square under square root. What is the component of y? -3. What is the component of z? 1. -3 power 2, 9. 1 power 2, 1. It's sum 10, square root 10. This correct answer. My dear student, what is the rank of matrix A, 2, -6, -3, 3, 4, and -12? Choose the correct answer. 1, number 2, 3, number 3, 2, number 4, 0. My dear student, what is the rank? Rank of matrix. This matrix, its order 3, 2. 3 rows, 2 columns. Then, my dear student, this matrix, its order 3, 2. Rank equals 2 times 2 second. Therefore, delta, what is the delta? Delta is value of determinant, minute determinant, 6 -18 equal -12, not equal 0. Therefore, second order. Then, my dear student, this is the second order. The unit vector in direction of A, 2, 3, 2 root 3 equals what? Number 1, 2 over root 5, 3 over root 5, 2 root 3 over root 5. Number 2, 2 over 5, 3 over 5, 2 root 3 over 5. Number 3, 2 over 25, 3 over 25, 2 root 3 over 25, or number 4, 1, 1, 1. The unit vector, it's easy. Direction, vector, A vector equal A vector over norm. What is the norm? Square root 2 power 2. This unit vector of direction, unit vector of A vector equal vector A over norm A. What is the norm A? Equals 5. Therefore, direction vector of A, 2 over 5, 3 over 5, 2 root 3 over 5. Correct answer, number 2. Measure of angle between the two straight line x minus 1 equals y plus 2 over root 2 equals 1 minus z, and y equals 4. What is the measure? Is 45 degrees or 120 degrees or 136 degrees or 150 degrees. My dear student, in this example, the required find the measure of angle between two straight lines. We know that, my dear student, position of two straight lines, maybe two straight lines are parallel, then measure angle equals 0. Two straight lines are perpendicular, then the measure angle between them 90. Or two straight lines are skew, not parallel, not intersect. Also, if two straight lines are intersect, what is the measure of angle? My dear student, this rule, cosine theta equals d1 dot d2 over norm d1 dot norm d2. What is the d1? Direction vector of first line. What is the d2? direction vector of second line. Then by substitution about cosine theta equals d1 dot d2 over, or d1 scalar product of d2 over norm d1 times norm d2. By using calculator, theta equal shift cosine answer to find the value of angle between two lines. My dear student, look at the solution. My dear student, at the first, d1, what you mean of d1? Direction vector of first line, negative 1, 1, 0. What is the d2? Direction vector of second line, 0, 1, negative 1. By using cosine theta, first d1 scalar product d2 over norm first times norm second. My dear student, what is the scalar product of the first? Cosine theta 1 over 2. Therefore, measure angle theta from 120 degrees. This, the second, is correct answer. My dear student, if L1 equal x plus 2 over negative 1 equals y plus 3 over 3 equals z plus 5 over 2 is perpendicular to L2. What is the equation of L2? X over 2, y minus 5 over k, z minus 6 over m. Therefore, find the value, or 3k plus 2m equals what? Multiple choice. Negative 1, 0, 2, or 4. My dear student, as a first condition of perpendicular, a1, a2 plus b1 plus b2, a1, a2 plus b1, b2 plus c1, c2 equals 0. By substitution, negative 2 plus 3k plus 2m equals 0. Therefore, 3k plus 2m equals what? Equals 2. Therefore, answer is 2. Correct answer number 3. My dear student, this revision about Unit 1 in solid geometry, very important Unit 1. Why? Because we know that how to find measure angle between two straight lines. If two straight lines are parallel, then measure angle equals 0. If two straight lines are perpendicular, then angle theta equals 90. And when find measure angle between two straight lines, then use cosine theta equals d1 dot d2 over norm d1 norm d2. My dear student, I'm very happy to spend such time with you. Thank you. Goodbye.